So you tuned in to the second episode of Real Leel Sports. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Live from the WSUC-FM radio booth here in Central New York brings you another episode of Real Leel Sports here on the 90.5 FM airwaves. I will be giving my latest take on the latest news in sports as I do on this show every Thursday at 8 p.m. And call up the request line anytime of the show, 607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819. One more time, 607-753-4819. Now, if you tune in the car, at the bar, at the radio, on my live, Real Leel Sports, my YouTube channel, I'm about to get into some stuff. Alright? And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was thinking of canceling this episode. For the week, I was like, you know what? I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things to be done. Obviously I have a life outside of the radio station. So I was saying to myself, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have this episode. But when Derrick Rose scored 50 points last night, I said to myself, I gotta talk about it. I gotta find my short self in this booth to be able to tell the folks my reactions to that monster game. And that was the best thing I've seen in sports all last night. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know what I do. I keep it real. I also keep it real with Mike on Tuesdays. Our radio show together. Mike and Lil keeping it real. But this is our last year on air for that show. And Real Leel Sports that just started up this year. We're on our second episode. It's gonna take over the FM airwaves next season. So you gotta enjoy the ride while it's still going on, y'all. Because guess what? All things do come to an end. But right now, we gonna begin with my reactions to Derrick Rose monster game last night. Now I need this music to be cued right now. Right now. Cue the music. Let me get right into it. Derrick Rose scores a career high 50 points as the Timberwolves defeated the Jazz 128-125. Now I'm gonna get right into it. Listen, we all know about Derrick Rose's history. We all know he's a guy that is very injury prone. Before his, injuries, he was the MVP of the league. And he was one of the fastest electric players in the NBA that I, seen in a while. I mean, his speed to get to the basket, to take it to the ball, and he had a shot. And, we thought this guy was going to be the next big thing. Then, unfortunately, injuries came upon him like a plague, all right? And it was just unbelievable. And, a lot of people was just like, wow, what could have been? What could have been with Derrick Rose, all right? And I know a lot of people, all right? I get around now, y'all. I'm a person that I stay to myself. I do my own thing, but I get around. I know people, and, I make those connections. I know a lot of people that still holds on to Derrick Rose, that still holds on to him, even when it seemed like his career was all but over. There was some people that held on to him, was like, listen, don't give up on this brother. This brother's nice. This brother show flashes here and there. This brother's nice. If he can stay healthy, this brother's nice. I know a lot of people that held on, that really held on to Derrick Rose longer than they will hold on to a relationship. It seems like in a relationship with somebody, even a friendship, all right, the moment you get into a disagreement, it's all but over. I don't want to see you no more, this and that. But I know people that held on to Derrick Rose longer than they did in their relationship because of what could have been and the flashes that they saw before the injuries and after the injuries. I would say that this brother showed flashes when he was in New York. Yes, he wasn't the Derrick Rose of old, but he showed that he could get to the basket and create his own shot. And, obviously we all know about the disaster up in the MSG Garden building and why it couldn't work. But I thought Derrick Rose showed enough that he could have been brought back to New York. But Obviously, they wanted to rebuild up in there, and you know how I feel about New York. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. I'm focusing on Rose. Now, Rose played for the Cavaliers last year, and obviously that was the worst thing in my opinion because listen, and I'm gonna get into the Cavs. I got a lot to say about the Cavs tonight, and I will get into it for sure. But going into that environment, all right, last year with the Cavs, with the IT experiment, the D Wade experiment, just everything going along with LeBron James free agency circling around that organization. Dan Gilbert, his race is behind. It just seemed like it was just the worst place that D Rose could go to, and that's why it never worked over there. But I do know, and I've watched basketball. I definitely keep in touch with these games. I know that Derrick Rose had a little something in him. I'm not gonna say I expected what I expected last night. I'm shocked that he did what he did. But I knew that he had potential. But last year, he couldn't show it. Being on that Cleveland team and the dysfunction of that franchise for the last couple of years. Now, I got a lot to say about that, and I don't care what nobody got to say. I don't care who gets offended on this FM airwaves. You know what I do? I keep it real, and I'm going to do that. But what a sight to be seen last night. Derrick Rose scoring 50 points. I did not expect this at all. At all. And he showed last year, basically he showed last year when he did get traded in that trade, the second half of last year to the Timberwolves after leaving Cleveland, that he could do a little something something. He was on a 1-year deal, and it was basically a tryout to see, it was basically his last straw. If this brother didn't perform the second half of last year, it would have been over. It would have been over. He got a cheap deal, and it would have been over. It just would have been over. And, he was basically on his last leg. Now, I dealt with injuries in the past. I'm not even going to lie. I broke both of my legs in the past, and I call it quits. That was it. I tried to play sports after that, but I call it quits, and now I'm here in the booth. Now, I know how it feels to be so good at something, because honestly, I'm a type of person, I feel like I'm good at everything I do. I really do. Not to be cocky, but I just feel that I'm good at what I do, because you should have that mentality to be the best at what you do. Not worry about what other people is doing behind you or to the side of you or in front of you, but to focus on you and make sure you think that you're the best at what you do, so you can go out there with that mentality, that killer mentality, to perform. And with Derrick Rose, he was on his last straw, and he performed last year. He did a little something coming off the bench for Minnesota, and it kind of got overlooked. People haven't really seen that this guy was performing, that this brother was performing. And he did well enough for him to earn a re-sign from the Timberwolves. And then obviously, with Jimmy Butler being out, and I'm going to get into that right after this, he was able to start and get a lot of minutes, and he had this big game. I mean, this Derrick Rose cat looked just like the Derrick Rose of old in this game. And I'm not trying to be over-exaggerate. I don't like to over-exaggerate. I am, however, I'm a person that I could be very dramatic. You can say, if you tune into my shows with Mike and this show, you know I'm a very dramatic person. If you know me in real life, and me and you talk, and me and you know each other, or whatever, we have conversations, you know that I'm a very dramatic person. And that's how I am. I just love being dramatic, and I love my sports. Forget about it. I'm going to be even more dramatic now. But last night, it showed that this brother still got it. He was going to the ball. He was taking it to the ball hard. He was making outside shots. Now, that's something that he has struggled with after those injuries, making those three-point shots that he can make in the corner. And he was making that. He was making jump shots. He was making three-point shots. He was taking it to the basket, creating his own shot. And it was just crazy to just see that. It was just like, wow, I'm reliving the Derrick Rose of old. The 2007, 2008 Derrick Rose. And it's just like, wow. Wow. And I know a lot of people who was excited. You saw him tearing up after the court, and I felt it. I almost teared up too. I was happy. I was happy for the brother, because I'm just like, sometimes we go through trials and tribulations. We go through, all the things that life has to offer us, and to overcome it is just good. And you want to see people succeed. I just don't know how in this world in America that people can hate on other people and not want them to succeed. I just don't see it. Listen, Anybody do good, even my worst enemy. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. I'm happy to see people do their thing because at the end of the day, when you have a passion for something and you show that you have a passion for something, it's hard for me not to respect it. And it's just funny that people can hate on other people and want to see them not prevail. But I'm so happy that Derrick Rose defied the odds last night. All right, with Jimmy Butler being out, he was able to get valuable minutes and he made use of his time. And I think that it's going to light a bulb in the Timberwolves organization now because obviously you have a lot of speculation going around with that team with regards to Jimmy Butler, Coach Thibodeau, and the ownership of him wanting to trade Jimmy Butler in order to get something in return and this and that, all the distractions, Karl Anthony Towns, cat meow, not performing to the extent that he's supposed to perform, even though he's pretty having a decent season this year. He had a couple strong 30-point games this year. And you have Andrew Wiggins, people say he's lazy, including myself. I'm not going to lie. And it's just so much surrounded that team. And for Derrick Rose to come out last night and put up 50, you know, being able to catch Rudy Gobert, who's one of the best defensive players in the NBA, to be like, woo! Okay, take it to the ball hall, score. It was just unbelievable. And to clap it off with the free throws and be able to get 50, it's just unbelievable. And I think that this might propel Derrick Rose's confidence. Because trust me, it's all about confidence. In this world, it's all about confidence and doing something in what you want to do. I know I can get up on the air here on 90.5 and I could be like, oh, I'm not feeling it. And then you just kind of just, you know, stick with that motion of I'm not feeling it. This is a bad episode. You know, I'm gonna tank this episode. It's not gonna be all that. I'm gonna come back better. But when you confident and you know that I'm killing this episode, you wanna come back and you like, oh my gosh, I feel it. So I feel like Derrick Rose having a 50-point game, he's gonna be able to be like, alright, I can do it. I can play ball, and he will play freely. He won't worry about being injured, or if I take it to the basket, if I'm driving with too much force, I'm gonna tear my leg up. This is gonna help Derrick Rose's confidence. And this might actually help the team going forward. But staying on this Timberwolves team here, Jimmy Butler is set to sit out as he says his body is hurting him. He says this has nothing to do with him wanting out of Minnesota, but it's just that his body is hurting him. And I believe him. I believe him for this fact because we all see what happens with players getting injured and missing out on max deals. Alright? And I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler is looking at it from that perspective that, alright, listen, my body's hurting me. This is an 82-game season. I can re-injure myself. I don't know what body parts is hurting him, but I'm just saying, he feels the type of way. He knows his body. At the end of the day, nobody know your body like you know your body, except for your body, if you get what I say. Alright? I'm going to repeat that. Ain't nobody know your body like you know your body except your body and you, basically. And he knows his body. He knows that he's not feeling good. He knows whatever he's feeling, whether it's a jammed up toe, whether it's an ACL, whatever it is going on, he knows, what it is. And he showed that he will play through injury. He played through injury last year in the playoffs. He was hurt. Most times that type of injury will be, all right, that's it for the season. But his competitive spirit warranted him to come back and try to help propel that Timberwolves team against the Rockets. But obviously they fell short. So Jimmy Butler shows time and time again that he will play through injury. But he knows that it's an 82-game season. Obviously it's going to be less because there's games that have been played. But he knows it's a long season. And he knows that if he, via his free agency coming up after this season, he knows if he re-injure himself, that he can potentially miss out on a max deal. So Jimmy Butler, with that being said, continue to sit out. Come back when you feel like you deserve to come back. Because obviously, you're very valuable to that team. You're very valuable in the free agency market next year. So if you need to take out half of the season for you to feel better, then go ahead and do it. Like I said, ain't nobody know their body like you know your body and your body. And that's what I'm going to say about that. But it's interesting to see this Timberwolves team going forward. Because with all the speculation with Jimmy, his free agency, him sitting out, and, Thibodeau, and Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins and the trade offers from the Rockets and the Heat. The Rockets offering up their young assets, 4 first-round picks. They want Eric Gordon in return. If I'm the Rockets, I'll make that trade because Jimmy Butler. Right now, the Rockets they suck. They suck, especially defense. They suck. If they can get Jimmy Butler to come over there, then obviously, automatically, their defense gets better, and their offense will not fall any short of what it will be. So if I'm the Rockets, I'll do that. I'll make that trade because they need that trade. They ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. All right? Presently constructed. But staying on the Timberwolves here for a little bit before I move on to the next topic. The Timberwolves also is unveiling, well, they already unveiled, their Prince-inspired City Edition uniforms. Now, I happen to see the uniforms, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. You see, a lot of things in this world is all about, it's all about, yes, it's all about what you do and how you do it and what you're good at. But, you got fashion, you got hip-hop. Oh, that's a fashion world. We all want to look good. I mean, we should want to look good at the same time, right? Who am I kidding? I'm not going to bash that. I like looking good. The saying goes, you look good, you feel good, you play good, you do whatever you do good when you look good. You know what I'm saying? I look in the mirror sometimes and I be like, wow, I look good. And I get confident. And I'm able to, walk with that swagger that I'm who I am. And as everybody should, no matter who you are. Alright, no matter what people say to you. Alright, I might sound like I'm preaching right now, but hell, alright, come to church. This is a church episode if I'm preaching right now. You all should feel good about ourselves no matter what people say, because at the end of the day, that don't matter. But yes, that uniform right there looks so good. I think it's a little pinkish and black with the T-Wolves sign on the jersey. I saw it today. I'm digging it. I wish I could suit up and play myself. I'm not even gonna lie. But they're gonna wear that uniform November 16th when the Wolves face the Portland Trailblazers, and I'm excited to see them in their new uniform. So with the combination of Derrick Rose having his big game, they getting new uniforms. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the T-Wolves going forward. Momentum, y'all. Momentum. Remember what I told y'all about momentum. Moving on. The Warriors defeated the Pelicans 131-121 tonight as Curry had yet another big scoring game. 37 points. This guy is chefing it up. Chefing it up, chefing it up, chefing it up. He is now shooting over 53%, over 50% from three. Alright, that's unheard of. That's really unheard of, honestly. Should Curry be the favorite now to win the MVP based on what we've seen so far? Once again, the Warriors are 8-1. And I would say yes. I would say yes. This guy's, oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm about to go on a stuttering rant right now because it's just so hard to put in context these words about Stephen Curry. This guy is the best shooter in the world. We all know that. How many times do I got to say that on this show? I feel like I'm repeating myself. But it's just that I got to talk about it because it's sports and it's my show and I just don't know what else to do. This guy is the best shooter in the world. I mean, he's putting up numbers that this might be his best season. Honestly, with all the All-Stars on his team, this might be his most efficient season. And, alright, maybe I'm exaggerating because you had the year that he won the unanimous MVP and that was an excellent year. But this might be his most efficient season yet. And he should be the favorite to win the MVP. If he keep putting up points like this, I don't care who you play with. I don't care who you play with. If you putting up these numbers, then you should definitely win MVP. And he's doing it, and let's see if he keeps it up. Steph, over the years, nursed injuries in his knee, but if he can stay healthy and put up the games that he is playing, that he's putting up right now, being so efficient from the three-point line, then he should win the MVP. I mean, who else? I mean, there's a lot of other players in the NBA, so let me not say, like, who else, but it's just that it just seems like Stephen Curry's in a different stratosphere right now. But it's crazy to see that this Warriors team could be so unselfish enough that Klay Thompson could have a big game like he did the other night. Kevin Durant could go up to MSG and have a 40-point game like he did the other night, 25, 27 points in the fourth quarter. And then this night, Stephen Curry could be chefing it up, putting up 37 points. I mean, my God. What else do you want this Warriors team to display to y'all to know that they are the best team to ever play the sport of basketball? This is the best roster, the best starting five to ever play a game of basketball. And mind you, DeMarcus Cousins is not even on the court. He's going to be playing this year. It's scary, y'all. It's scary. It's scary. Halloween was yesterday, and it's scary. Scary. But, like I said, Steph Curry continues to put up these numbers. It's going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard for somebody to convince me to believe that he shouldn't be your league MVP at the end of the year if he stays healthy and continues to put up these numbers. I'm not buying it, and I'm damn sure ain't selling it. Now I'm about to move on. Staying in basketball here, I got a lot of basketball to talk about before I get into some football with my predictions to close out the show. Because I'm only going to be here from 8 to 9. Only an hour special today. I got a lot of stuff to do. I wasn't gonna pull up today, but I told y'all the reason why. And we're going to be here at 9 o'clock, so I'm about to move on. Remember to call up that request line at 607-753-4819. But I'm about to move on to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. And there's a lot of things going on with this team right now. They 0-6. It's a disaster. And it's just like, there's a lot of things going on. Alright, after the LeBron James era, it seems like this team cannot cope with themselves and in the NBA, and it's just very, disappointing to watch, because I thought that, maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers could win a lot more games than people would have thought they would win, because Kevin Love is there. Obviously, he's injured now, and Colin Sexton, the rookie, I like what I saw from him in the summer league, and I just thought that, maybe, just maybe, that not they will make the playoffs, but they will be able to win a couple games. But right now they 0-6, and there's a lot of things going on right now, and it's just hard to see what is going on right now. But I'm gonna get right into it. There's a lot of things going on. They 0-6. Ty Lue just got fired. What else going on? Ty Lue got fired. J.R. Smith is asking for a trade. The interim coach is saying, I don't know if I want to be the coach. And there's just a lot of things going on right now, and it's just hard to just imagine what it is. Now, I'm going to say this, and you know me, I'm not shy to say how I feel, because I keep it real, and I'm going to say this. People, I know in the past when I have gotten into debates about LeBron James and how I feel about him, and, with regards to him being compared to Jordan, a lot of people use that argument that, well, you take LeBron James off of the Cavaliers. Look how the Cavaliers is going to be. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be dysfunctional. But I would say this. When you are LeBron James and you have a lot of say on the team and you basically call the shots, you bring in the players that you want to bring in, you vouch for Tristan Thompson, all right, Mr. Kardashian, all right, what I keep on saying on the show, stop messing with those Kardashians. When you vouch for people like that, when you call the shots and then you have the nerve to leave at the end of the year, you leave your franchise in disarray. If I'm gonna put it like this, if the U.S. Army, right? Listen, let me put this in the best way I can. If there was an army build, right? Let's use our imaginary brains here. If there was an army build and there was an army draft and they had this group, basically, right? I'm gonna call them the Chinos. If the Chinos' best surgeon was LeBron, and LeBron was like, all right, y'all dying, we going overseas, we getting lit up, y'all dying, I'ma leave. What you expect? So when LeBron James is the leader of a franchise, what you expect? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X was the leader of the civil rights movement. When they got assassinated, what happened? We haven't found a leader since. So use that same terminology to your understanding of what happens when a leader leaves. What happens? The franchise or whatever goes in disarray. So when people like to bring that argument up that when LeBron James leaves, you take him off, the team sucks, and that should validate his credit, think about it from that perspective. What happens when a great leader, as great as LeBron James, leaves? What happens to that team? That team has no confidence. That's what I really want to say. If you could understand from my logical thinking where I'm going with this, then, you're my friend. You're my friend. Because I need people to understand this and where I'm coming from. Because a lot of people, they just don't really think from different perspectives. They have their one perspective. Me, I think from different perspectives. And I feel like with LeBron James' departure, it's not to validate his credit, but it just seems that when you lose a great leader, your franchise is automatically going to go in disarray. People use the terminology that, Michael Jordan, the Bulls were still good, but Phil Jackson was still a good coach. He's still a great leader. You still got a leader. Who was the leader after LeBron James on the Cavaliers? Nobody. So when LeBron James leaves, what in the world you think was going to happen to the Cleveland Cavaliers this year? Exactly. Now, if you think I'm chatting, you can call up the request line. It's all yours. I'll be freely happy to debate with you, respectfully. 607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819. Get into the action. I want to know your thoughts on everything. I'll start taking calls in a few minutes. Once again, 607-753-4819. We're only on for an hour tonight. And I'm going to go on a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to dive into some football. Real Leel Sports, y'all. No going nowhere. We kicking it off real good.
It keeps me lean and mean because it's got 45% less sugar and it's lactose free. I'm excited to... Sorry. I say, this Prime 1 White... Su sabor es como el sol caliente brillando sobre mí. Oh, in English. So squash noodles could be scoodles? Why? Do not ask questions you're not ready to be answered, my child. It provides a welcome shelter from sun and rain. I like Manured, Magnifica, so we use the extra time to master the ancient art of origami. Very full-bodied, with subtle tahini overtones. I love his accent, man.
Wait, what did she just say? Yo, what's up with the lights? Is the plane to Ibiza? Hello?
Hey, suit up.
Suit up? For what? Who are you?
All passengers must evacuate the aircraft.
Is my beer gonna be okay? Open your chute when the system says not before and definitely not after, or the last thing that goes through your mind will be your kneecaps. Is that clear?
Dude, I need my kneecaps. Oh, hell no.
Nothing works up my thirst for an ice. Like getting buckets. Whether I'm breaking ankles or breaking hearts.
Hey, Drew.
It always brings the refreshment. And I've been drinking it a long time.
Drew, how old are you anyway, man?
Doesn't matter. Future tastes good.
Tell us the inspiration behind the new limited edition draft night t-shirts.
Well, I only played in college for 1 year.
And I only played 1 year overseas.
And these tees are only on sale for 1 day. So like us, they're one and done.
And like us, these tees will be snatched up tonight and not available tomorrow.
Yes,
snatched up tonight on draft night. That's the goal. Don't underestimate this one right here.
Yes, they're all great looking tees and only $29.99. Go to footlocker.com/one-and-done right now.
Act now before the night gets any later, and I'll throw in this limited edition wipey absolutely free. Easily cleans up any mess you find yourself making. Trust me, this sucker comes in handy.
Order tonight while supplies last.
Please act now, or at least before the second round is over.
This summer, we're changing the game. I'm talking about white chocolate, Kmart, Dr. J, and the answer, Allen Iverson. Half court, 3-on-3. And introducing the 4-point shot. Game changer. This is where the best to ever do it, keep doing it. Y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah, yay?
You know, when I'm not in the gym, I'll be playing outside with my older cousins. Once they seen I had some talent, they put a lot of time into my development. I got a really big family. They team Dennis Smith Jr., so they seen it from the jump, so they always believed that I could do it. I'm rolling with them, they rolling with me. When I got hurt, I was pretty sour about it. Just being around me, hanging out, making sure I had positive energy around me. And I was just like, you know, I can't be the only one sad if everybody else having a good time, so. They told me I was gonna be out for like 10 months. Damn, that's a pretty long time. It's gonna be something. I need a little sports training montage.
You're tuning into the Real Leel Sports Show. Once again, we're on from 8 to 9, only 1 hour tonight, our 1 hour special. Call up that request line at 607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819. It's approximately 8:33 p.m. on this Thursday night, November 1st, y'all. The first of the month, 2018. Time is flying. The year is almost over. Thanksgiving is upon us. And yeah, you know what it is, my people. Time to move on. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady this Sunday night on NBC. Two of the greatest quarterbacks, probably the ever. Maybe one of them is the best quarterback to ever play the game. This other one is in the top 5, the best to ever play the game. And there's a lot of people that have their own biased opinions, that are Rodgers guy, that are Brady's guy. I'm obviously a Brady guy. If you know me, I am a Patriot fan. I've been a Patriot fan for the last 11 years because Tom Brady is just so great. How could you hate this brother right here? How could you hate the greatest American of all time, Tom Brady? But I also have a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers and his capabilities and his arm talent and sort of that. Both guys are very clutch. Obviously, they only played one time in their career together against each other. And Aaron Rodgers won that game. I remember that game. It was at Lambeau Field. The Patriots fell short of winning that game. And other times the team played each other, but Rodgers was nursing an injury or that sort. And it's just going to be a very fun game to watch. And I'm very looking forward to this matchup this Sunday night on NBC in Foxborough this time. So we'll see, you know, what happens. But there's a lot of discussion when it comes to this debate between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. And I remember a lot of times on this on my show with Mike and Lil, I definitely debated that, you know, topic a lot. It was a lot of heated debates with regards to that, and I'm gonna see if I can get a clip to show y'all, you know, one of the clips from last season in which I debated this very same topic. Give me Tom Brady. If my team, if my life was on the line, somebody hold the gun to my head and tell me I had to win this game to survive, I'm taking Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers, over Drew Brees, over anybody.
So based on the rings?
Not on based on the rings, based on production. Look at Tom Brady. No, Tom Brady is the best quarterback in the NFL.
No one can run like Aaron Rodgers.
Yup, you hear it. That was last season. And there's a lot of this is always a debatable topic on this show when we get into this because, like I said, you have a lot of pro Aaron Rodgers guys and a lot of pro Brady guys. And people think because Tom Brady, people think that the discussion is Tom Brady having rings, and that's the deciding factor of why I believe that he's the best. And that has a lot to do with it, but that's not the only reason why I will go with Tom Brady. But even your boy Aaron Rodgers, for those of y'all who are pro Aaron Rodgers, said yesterday in an interview, he said himself, Tom Brady is the GOAT. He said it himself, y'all. Y'all can go find that out. Y'all can look it up. He said it himself. He believes that Tom Brady is the GOAT and says that his Super Bowl record ends most discussions and GOAT debates. So I'm glad Rodgers knows what's the deal. I'm glad he knows what's the deal. But, Rodgers, you need to tell your fans this, too, personally, because they're going to hold on to it. Now, I would say this. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback I ever seen. Things that he can do on a rollout, throw from his back foot, 60 yards down the field, be accurate on Hail Marys, the king of Hail Marys. He's very clutch. All right, you knew last week if it wasn't for Ty Montgomery fumbling that football that they probably would have ended up beating the Rams on the road to end their undefeated streak. But Tom Brady, the things that he's able to do, yes, we all know about the Super Bowl record. He won 5 rings. He has the most rings of any quarterback. He has Bill Belichick at his disposal, the best coach in the NBA. And we also debated this very topic 2 episodes ago on Mike and Lil too. But I also said the things that he's able to do in the biggest stage of them all, in the Super Bowls, having that X factor, that killer mentality, posting up 430 yards against the Seattle defense, one of the best defenses we have ever seen in the Legion of Boom. And to cap it off with a Super Bowl comeback, breaking his own record, throwing for 505 yards in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. It's unbelievable. He has the best playoff record ever by any quarterback. This debate of who is the best between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, as far as I'm concerned, is over. Tom Brady has surpassed Aaron Rodgers. All right. Now Aaron Rodgers has a lot going for him. He's going to play. He's going to be able to play longer than Brady, obviously, because he's younger. He's going to have opportunities to add on his resume. But Brady's resume is something that I can never see being surpassed. I can never see it. But this is going to be a great matchup. And, before I pick this game, I'm going to go ahead and pick the other games this week in the NFL. As you all know, Week 9 is going to get real interesting because you have a lot of great matchups coming up. And I can't wait to go ahead and pick these games starting right about now. So right now, currently going on, the Raiders and the 49ers pair 1-6 and 1-7 teams. Very disastrous. The Raiders are up 3-0 in this game. Quarter number 1, 9 minutes left to go. If you tune into Mike and Lil last Tuesday, I predicted the 49ers would win this game because they were at home. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick the rest of the games for this week before this show comes to a close. Lions at the Vikings, 1 o'clock, Sunday morning. On the road, the Lions are against the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Vikings to win that game at home. The Chiefs and the Browns. All right, the Browns are home. Obviously, they're struggling. They just fired Hugh Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Haley. A lot of things going on in that franchise. Losing Carlos Hyde. I'm going with the Chiefs to remain undefeated convincingly on the road. The Bears at the Bills. Trubisky and the Bears. Khalil Mack and the Bears. All right, against the Bills. The Bills are struggling. Derek Anderson stinks. I'm going with the Bears on the road to win this game against Buffalo. You have the Fitzmagic Buccaneers going on the road against the Panthers. I think that this is going to be a shootout. I would say a field goal or a touchdown will win this game. Probably on the last drive, sort of to that effect. But I'm going with the Panthers to win this game at home. With Cam Newton playing really good ball. Very good ball this year. A lot of people not really recognizing it. But he's playing really good ball. Christian McCaffrey is doing his thing. And he's able to spread the ball out this year. He's actually being more of a complete quarterback, I would say, than in previous years. We all know Cam Newton to be a running quarterback, a run-first guy. But this year, to me, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing with Cam Newton. And I'm very impressed with what I've seen with Fitzmagic. I didn't think that he deserved to get benched. And if you tune into the show last Tuesday, Mike and Leo, I said that, Jameis Winston, it's time for him to go. It's time for him to go. It's time for him to pack his bags and get the hell up out of Tampa because he is a bust. All right? He is a bust. And I'm not talking about the bus that you wait for at the bus stop. I'm talking about a bus, like a spill. All right? It's over. All right? He needs to go. Give me the Panthers to win that game. The Jets at the Dolphins, AFC East matchup. I'm taking the Dolphins at home to win this game. I think it will probably be competitive, but I'm going to trust the Dolphins to win this game at home. Brock Osweiler is probably going to be the quarterback for that game, but I'm still going to take the Dolphins at home. We have an AFC North matchup, rivalry. You know when these two teams play, it gets physical. Somebody's going to leave on a stretcher most likely. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Ravens. These are two teams that are playing good. Obviously, the Ravens lost to the Saints and that sort. But, it's going to be a close game. The Steelers are going to want to win this game because they lost to the Ravens early in the year. This is a 50-50 pick'em game. But right now, I think the Steelers have the momentum right now. And I'm going to predict the Steelers because I feel like when these two teams play, it's going to be a split in each year, kind of. So I'm going with the Steelers to win this game on the road. Obviously, I don't know what the situation is with Le'Veon Bell, if he's going to play this game, but James Conner is showing that he's more than capable of taking the reins from him and being that number one back. He's performing well. Ben Roethlisberger is starting to perform good. He's starting to get the ball to his best wide receiver, the best wide receiver in the league, and Antonio Brown. Give me the Steelers on the road to win that game. The Falcons at the Redskins. Redskins is also playing good ball. The Falcons are starting to piece it up together. I think this is going to be a shootout. But in the end, I'm going to take the Redskins to win this game at home because of the lack of defense of the Falcons. They have absolutely no defense. Their defense is non-existent. But offensively, they're piecing it up together. They can score with anybody in the league. But give me the Redskins at home to win this game. But it wouldn't shock me at all if the Falcons won. Now, a live update right now. The 49ers just scored a touchdown. So they are up 7-3. Against the Raiders, which is making my prediction look a little bit more valuable. Thank you. Scoring that touchdown on air. I ain't want to look bad on air. I want to make sure that, I know what I'm talking about. No Shadamas, Lil Shadamas. You already know how that go. Moving on to the 4 o'clock games. Let's start off the 4 o'clock games. 4-5 p.m. Sunday. You have the San Diego Chargers, who are going on the road to play a very, very good Seattle team. Seattle, obviously, they didn't start off the season good. But as of late, they have been getting it on. Russell Wilson has been performing well. He always performed well, to be honest with you. I never had a problem with Russell Wilson. I always think that he's a legit quarterback in this league. A lot of people say that he's overrated. These people are not watching football. And, they're playing good. Running back Chris Carson out of Oklahoma State is starting to show that he can play running back ball. And he's starting to fit well. The defense is holding its end of the bargain. And I like the Seattle team. And this Chargers team is pretty good, too. This is another pick'em game, 50-50 pick'em game. But I like Seattle up there with that fan base, that college-like atmosphere. I like Seattle on the road, at home to win this game against the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, not the San Diego Chargers, but the Los Angeles Chargers. You have, what else? You have the Texans at the Broncos. The Texans obviously won 5 straight. Had a very convincing Thursday night football win against the Miami Dolphins. Deshaun Watson is playing like Deshaun Watson of his rookie year. DeAndre Hopkins established himself this year as a legitimate top 5 wide receiver in the league. Personally ranked number 4 in the league in my list. Behind OBJ's, Antonio's, and the Julio's. He's right up there. He has the best hands in the league. And I said on the last episode that they should call this brother Hands. Not DeAndre, Hands. Not Hopkins, Hands. DeAndre, Hands. Because this brother has hands. This brother can catch the ball, acrobatic catches. It's almost like this brother got gum sticking on his glove. This brother catches everything out of the sky. Definitely. Now, to cap off your 4 o'clock game is the matchup that you should be very interested to see. Probably going to be the best matchup. Obviously, you still got Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, what I'm going to get into after this. But this matchup here, in my opinion, the two best teams in the NFL right now this year, the Los Angeles Rams at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints lost one game this year, and that was the opening game against the Buccaneers, and they haven't lost since. The Rams are undefeated, and it's going to be a matchup that's going to be very, 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 very close. All right, very close. These are the two best teams in the world. You already know about the Rams, how talented they are offensively and defensively. Even though last game against the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers was able to exploit that defense. The Saints, obviously, defense is starting to piece it back up together compared to how they started the year. And offensively, you already know what it is. They have Alvin Kamara. The Rams have who? Todd Gurley, the best running back in football. They have Jared Goff, a legitimate quarterback in football, a nice young talent who has by far this is his best year. And you have Drew Brees on the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be probably a NFC Championship matchup preview. And whoever wins this game is going to be in prime position to host the NFC playoffs throughout. And now they will only have to win 2 games, which is the NFC divisional round, the NFC championship round, and then off to the Super Bowl. So this is a very, very, very important game that's going to be played 4:25 p.m. on Sunday between the Rams and the Saints. Now, Rams defense against the Saints offense, I'm taking the Saints offense to prevail over the Rams defense because of Drew Brees, because of that 2 running back system that they got with Alvin Kamara. And it's just, their offense is hard to stop. Michael Thomas is performing lights out, and it's just Ted Ginn Jr., fast wide receiver. Drew Brees is having fun out there. Drew Brees is honestly, Drew Brees could win MVP. He has a legitimate shot of winning MVP. I mean, a lot of people would say Pat Mahomes. I could understand that. But Drew Brees, what he's doing, breaking records this year, and if they're able to win this game and finish out the season, possibly not losing again, Drew Brees could be your MVP. He could be your MVP. But I'm taking the Saints offense over the Rams defense, and I'm taking the Rams offense over the Saints defense. So it's going to be a 50-50 pick'em game. I think this game is going to go down to the wire. I think that the Saints being at home in that Superdome with that atmosphere, I think that's the safest bet to pick. And I'm going to go with the Saints at home by 3 points, probably, I'll say 27-24 at home, maybe 30-27 at home in the Superdome. Last second field goal over the Los Angeles Rams. And if that happens, then the Saints will be in prime position to, have the NFC playoffs run through the Superdome. And you all know my co-host on Mike and Lil, Mike is a Saints fan, so I'm pretty sure he will be happy with my prediction. And I'm pretty sure he's going to pick the Saints too because, he's a Saints fan. But this is going to be a really, 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 really good game. And I'm looking forward to seeing this game. And I will definitely be watching this game from the opening tap to the end because I know it's going to be the best game probably outside of the Patriots-Packers game this week, week 9 of the NFL football season. Now moving on. To cap off an excellent Sunday night full of good games, rivalry games, playoff implication games. No other than Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers to cap off your Sunday night at Foxborough. And like I said, this is going to be a very good game offensively. Both teams are good offensively. Obviously, we know what Rodgers could do. The Patriots, didn't have an impressive game against Buffalo in which they only scored 25 points, but they showed that they can hold Buffalo out of the end zone, so their defense showed that they can be able to be a bend but not break defense. And we all know what you're going to get from Tom Brady. Obviously, I expressed that I'm a little bit worried about Gronkowski. I think that he looked like an old man out there. He don't look like he's fully healthy. He looked like he's playing like the age of 60 right now. And I just don't see the chemistry as in previous years with him and Tom Brady, probably mainly because of the injury, but hopefully that he will be able to have a big game in this game. Josh Gordon, hopefully he has a big game in this game. And the Packers, hopefully Jimmy Graham get involved. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers can do what Aaron Rodgers does. and I believe that this is going to be a very high-scoring game, and it's going to be a touchdown game, and I'm going to go with the Patriots to win this game 38-31 in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady will have the ball last, and he will be able to show why he is the GOAT over Aaron Rodgers. But this is the GOAT matchup, y'all. This is a matchup that I want to see. It was hyped for a couple weeks now. You saw that famous MJ commercial, alright, to determine who the GOAT is. Let's decide it on the field, getting everybody hyped. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped now. I'm ready to see this game tonight. I'm ready to see this game right after I leave here. But unfortunately, y'all, we got to wait till Sunday night. Because we all know y'all want to see this too. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Week 9. It doesn't get any big time than that. But I'm going with the Patriots to win this game 38-31. The cap off Week 9 is your Monday Night Football game. The Tennessee Titans at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys obviously a struggling team. I have a lot of Cowboys listeners that listen to my show that are Cowboys fans, and so I try not to speak bad about the Cowboys because I personally don't like them, but I don't want to lose that fan base, so I try to be respectful in between, but also keep it real. The Titans, Marcus Mariota, he's a guy that I'm not saying I'm not sold on him, but he will give you consistent plays and inconsistent plays. He will have a good game, then he will struggle and throw interceptions. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win this game at home. Zeke the Freak, I think he's going to have a big game. Dak Prescott is going to do what Dak Prescott does. Bringing in Amari Cooper is a very valuable trade. I think that's a big thing for the Cowboys. I'm not expecting him to have a good game right off the bat, his first game being there. But I think that's going to help that wide receiver position. Not a lot, but it will help. Any help is better than no help at all in anything, I would assume. And I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win this game by at least 10 points. I'm taking a 10-point spread. Cowboys at home to win this game. So I'm going to. Those are my predictions for Week 9 of the NFL football season. And after those games are over, tune in Tuesday, 8 p.m. Mike and Lil, keeping it real, here on 90.5 FM, as we give our reactions to those games, including those big matchups between the Saints and the Rams, and the GOAT matchup between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Now, before I close out this show, I'm going to give y'all a live look into some of the games that are going on right now in college football and in the NBA. As you all know, UCF ranked number 12 in the first opening college football playoff rankings. They playing a tough team in Temple right now, and as soon as I leave here, I'm going to grab me some food, and I'm going to watch this game, because this game is going to be really, really good. UCF haven't lost in 2 seasons. The Temple Owls, even though they are 5-3, they are very, very good. They're improving, and it's going to be this game have a lot of college football implications, because if UCF lose, it's almost certain that they're not going to make the college football playoff, and they're probably not going to make the college football playoff anyway, being undefeated, because their strength of schedule is so weak. But if they have any chance for disaster ahead of them to actually go undefeated and make it, they got to win this game. And right now they are trailing 27-21 to the Temple Owls. So Temple right now, y'all, they're up 27-21. Second quarter, 6 minutes left to go. I will catch the second half of that game, y'all. So we'll see what happens. If Temple pulls it out and keeps this lead, then UCF playoffs is done. It's over. Finito. So we'll see. I think that it's going to be a good game. It won't surprise me if Temple wins this game. We'll see. Right now they're in the lead. But that's your score. The Temple Owls are up on the UCF Knights 27-21. Now I'm going to go to the NBA, give a live update, because there are a lot of good games on right now. And I'm going to read you those scores, and then I'm going to clock out. The Los Angeles Clippers at the 76ers right now. The 76ers is up 85-84. Close game, quarter number 3, 141 in the third quarter. The Thunder at the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are up 77-73, end of the third quarter, entering the fourth. The Bucks, the undefeated Bucks, the Bucks that are playing really, really good, or losing 34-33, a close game. Quarter number 2 against the Boston Celtics. I'm definitely gonna watch that game too. That's gonna be a very, very good game. The Nuggets are beating the Cavaliers 72. I talked about the Cavaliers early in the show. They look like they're gonna go 0-7. The Nuggets are up 93-72. Quarter number 4. 8 minutes left to go. The Kings, Sacramento Kings, is up on the Atlanta Hawks 73-64. Quarter number 3. 10 minutes left to go in that game. And tonight you have the Pelicans at the Trailblazers 10:30 tonight. So those are your live update and scores as I'm getting ready to clock out from this show. And you tune into the Real Sports Show right now, and it's time for me to get up out of here. I got a lot of things to do. I got a lot of games to watch, because you all know that I'm a sports fanatic. And with that, I'm out. One love.
Let me tell you what I wanna do. Let me show you that I'm into you. Wanna freak, wanna ride with you. Wanna taste when I put my lips all over you. Can't get enough of you. Always thinking of you. So sweet, I can't forget. So good, girl, you make me sweat. What I'm talking about, peaches and cream. Oh, I hate it 'cause you know that I'm a fiend. That's right. It's freaky that I'm feeling limousine. It's even better when it's with ice cream. Know what I mean? Peaches and cream. I need it 'cause you know that I'm a fiend. Getting freaky when I'm feeling. Girl, you taste so good to me. Oh.